And come on down to a comfortable cross-legged seat, please. Maybe you elevate your hips if sitting feels better with some height under your pelvis. Take your palms to face down on your thighs. Close your eyes. Wherever you have been, whatever you have done today, yesterday, and those 300 days prior, it's been quite a year. Can you take a deep breath in? Breathe in some fresh, new springtime air. Open your mouth wide, exhale, and let everything go. Inhale deeply. Open your mouth wide, exhale, let it go. Just one more breath in. Gather a little more air at the top of that breath, like an extra sniff, an extra sip of air. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Collect your hands at heart center. Feel your thumbs impacting into your chest, residing against your heart. And think about this body, these muscles and bones and tissues, the skin, and all of the other stuff swimming inside of you, and set an intention for this physical body, like a reset for this physical body. What does this body need? What does your body need? Take a deep breath in once that intention has arrived. Open your mouth wide, exhale all the stuff that stands in the way of making that intention real. And then inhale, drop your hands down beside you and reach them up overhead, spreading wide through your fingers. Exhale, lower your hands straight down through heart center. Inhale, stretch both arms up, spread your fingers wide. Exhale, release. Once again, inhale, reach your arms up, take up space. And once your arms get to the top, keep them there and keep your head straight, but just look around. Look around, move your eyes, do some yoga with your eyes. And now lean over towards the right, drop your right hand down, stretch your left arm up and over, press into those sit bones, inhale, exhale, soften. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, float back up, your fingers still spread wide. Exhale, sink down in the opposite direction. Push both sit bones down, inhale. Exhale, soften. Inhale, come back up through center. Bend at your elbows and draw your elbows in to kiss one another. Then open them right back up. Fingers are spread wide. Maybe you can try to tap all 10 fingers together. Today we'll do lots of dynamic movement in our bodies, awakening spaces that may have fallen asleep, stiffened, crystallized even over this past year. Now bring your hands out to open and just start to flick your fingers. Flick your fingers. Feel the muscles of your carpals, of your knuckles, of these extenders from your body, moving and shifting and straining. Keep that flickering action with your elbows up. So your biceps are even doing some work here, right? And then take your hands, interlace your hands in front of you and just start to move your hands around. And you might keep your elbows towards one another or not. Your hands could get a little wider. Just move your body in space, almost like you're dancing a bit of a strange dance. Good. And now take your left arm, lift your left arm up, and place that hand against your right ear. Draw your right ear down towards your shoulder. Walk your right fingers in opposite directions. So you're starting to create this strain, this stress along the outside edge of your neck. Maybe you stay here or you take your hands to the back of your skull and just draw your chin in. Breathe here, 5 breaths. Good. Release that hand. Drift your head over in the other direction so the opposite arm can catch the side of your head and then start to invite. So it's not aggressive, it's quite subtle, that ear towards its respective shoulder. The fingers on the opposite side will wander in the opposite direction. And your breath is really what does the work here. You might stay here or take your hands to the back of your skull, really cupping your cranium in your fingers and folding your chin in. A few breaths here. Really good. Rise back up. Open your arms wide. Bring your palms forward. Turn your right hand down. Catch your fingers and just pull your fingers towards you as you push your wrist and your palm away, releasing all the tension that builds in your shoulders here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Shift to the other hand, releasing and relieving, hopefully, any tension in your wrists, in your forearms. And we're all connected, right? So any tension here is moving into your shoulders. Let's release that too. Soften your shoulders. Take one more breath in and exhale. Perfect. Move any props you have out to the side. And shift your body down onto all fours, but take your hands, we'll keep working on the wrists, take your hands to face your knees. And they might only get to face the outside edges of your mat, depending on what's happening in your wrist. You can flex your feet here, simply start to walk your fingers into the earth and lift your palms up by any amount. Take a deep breath in, exhale, inhale, exhale. Lift first your left hand up and then your right hand. Keep your feet flexed and walk your body back onto your heels. Lift up your palms. So now you're stretching the soles of your feet, but we'll also continue stretching our wrists. Bend or flex your hands so you've got these fist shapes, and then drop your fists down and just rock and tick-tock your fists from left to right. Inhale. There's a lot of sensation. Exhale. Inhale again and exhale. Take your hands down onto the floor. Lift up your toes. Stamp your feet down on the floor. Tap, 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 tap. And now sink your hips back towards your heels, and your hips might come right between your heels or sit right on them if your feet are closer. Place your hands back behind you and start to lift your knees. If this creates tension in your knees, just sit back on your heels in hero pose. But otherwise, you are here on your knees or on your hips, rather, reaching up through your knees and stretching the fronts of your ankle joints. And it's just a moment. Take a big breath in and exhale. Slowly, slowly maneuver your body forward. Spread your fingers wide and pick yourself back up onto all fours. Your spine moves in 6 directions. Let's explore those directions. The first is extension. So drop your belly down, slowly lift your heart, your chest, and your gaze up. The second is flexion, round into your upper back. Look towards your tummy. Good. The third is lateral extension and flexion in one direction. So can you reach your gaze behind your right shoulder while trying to perk your right hip towards your right shoulder, creating a bit of a C curve with your spine, and then puff up between your shoulder blades and do that on the other side. Good. And then finally, your spine can rotate. So take your right hand to the center of your yoga mat right beneath your face and lift your left arm up. Inhale. And as you exhale, sink your hips down, big toes come to touch, and take your left arm underneath your right arm. Walk your right fingers away and maybe over towards the left long edge of your mat. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, walk your right fingers first back to the center of your mat, press into your right hand, lift your left arm up, up and away. And now place your left hand where your right hand was, stretch your right arm up and away. Feel that rotation in your spine now in the opposite direction. Scoop your right arm underneath your left arm, lower your right ear to the floor or prop as you stretch your left fingers up and over. Breathe and feel here. Place your left hand back in front of your head. Unwrap that right arm. You could take it all the way up again here for good measure, and then place your right hand down onto the floor. Now flex your feet, puff between your shoulder blades, shift your body up and back into a very fluid and mobile downward facing dog. So just move your body up and down, bend one knee and then the next. Shake your head yes or no. Really just exploring all the different variations of shapes that you can take in your body. So from right here in downward facing dog, what does it feel like to move left and right, up and down? And now take that movement even further. Inhale, come forward to high plank. Pause here, exhale. Inhale, reach your hips back up, downward facing dog. Again, inhale, pull forward, high plank is where you land. Exhale, your core strength projects you back into downward dog. One final time, inhale forward to high plank, but this time drop your knees, drop your chin, and drop your chest. Your bum is perking up and then let it all go. Take your hands outside of your yoga mat, elbows facing up. Separate your legs mat distance apart and pin down through the tops of your toes and the bottoms of your fingers. Inhale, lift your heart and your chest. This serpentine cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up, peer over your right shoulder. Exhale, let it go. Again, inhale, lift up, peer over your left shoulder. Exhale, let it go. Good. One more time, right through center. Inhale, pulse your body up, lift your heart, lift your chest. Exhale, release to the earth. Flex your feet. Imprint your hands onto the floor right beside your ribs. Engage your core. Push up through a low plank, back towards child's pose, and then into your downward dog. And when you get to downward dog, turn both toes to face the right as much as they're willing to without causing you pain, and bend into your knees. Bend into your knees and then extend your legs. Turn both toes to face the left. Same. Bend into your knees. Push the floor away with your hands. Maybe you feel some of those release popping sounds through your spine here. pull back through center. And let's walk our hands all the way back towards our toes. Walk your hands all the way back towards your toes. Take your peace and love fingers, wrap them around your big toes. Inhale, shine your forehead forward, the crown of your head forward rather, and then exhale, let it all go. Your head, which has been upright on your body all day, is now releasing. The backs of your hamstrings are being invited to stretch. Pull yourself down a little further, feeling the compression between your torso and your thighs. Good, and slowly start to come upright. Walk your hands up your thighs. Take your time. It's a big shift in blood pressure here. Mountain pose. Take your palms open alongside your body. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale, root down through the soles of your feet. Feel that connection. Inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Meet your hands overhead. Exhale, take your hands to heart center. 2 more times. Inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Exhale, meet your palms at your heart. Once again, inhale, reach your arms up, up, up and away. Exhale, take your hands to your heart. Lower your left hand down the left side of your body. Reach your right arm up and over. And as you stretch towards the left with your right hand, can you move both hips right? Engage your legs, root through your feet, and reach your left fingers down. Your gaze is down, or maybe it's lifted, if that's okay on your neck. Push your pubic bone forward. Inhale. Exhale, sink into that side body stretch. And then your core activates to pull everything back through center before you rotate in the opposite direction. Big lateral stretch with your spine. Kick your left hip out. Reach your left fingers over. Inhale, push through your feet. Exhale, melt into it. Good. Inhale, climb your body back up through center. And as you exhale, could you interlace your hands behind your back? Interlace your hands behind your back. Pull your hands away from you. Spread across your chest. Lift your gaze up proudly. And now exhale, bend into your knees. Hinge at your hips and fold forward. Maybe your hands are glued to your lower back. That's fine. Maybe they reach up overhead. Also fine. You decide. A few breaths here. Good. Release your hands back down to your lower back. Bend into your knees and extend your arms right out in front of you as you shift and transform your body into chair pose, Utkatasana. Good. Your tailbone's drawing down. Your legs are strong. Your feet are planted. Your heart is lifted. Sink your hips a little lower. Find that very fine balance between get me out of here and I can do this. Inhale, scoop both arms up. And then exhale, twinkle your fingers, come all the way down. Inhale, lift your heart halfway. Listen carefully. Exhale, walk forward into downward dog. And notice how different downward dog feels when you come into it from the back of your mat. Ground down through your big toe mounds. Maybe your heels are inching closer to the floor, maybe not. Breathe here. Breathe awareness and opening into your upper back body. And breathe tension through your hamstrings into the soles of your feet. And with your next inhale, trickle your body forward for high plank. Drop your knees, drop your chin, drop your chest, and finally everything comes to the earth. With your forehead imprinted on the floor, Interlace your hands behind your back, just like you did in standing moments ago. Bring your big toes to touch. There's an internal rotation of your outer leg. Inhale, lift everything up. Peer down. Look down and lift up and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Complete the pose by falling onto the floor. Let it all go. Open your arms wide. Give the earth a big old hug. Press the floor away with your right hand as you roll onto the right side of your body. Now, if you have a prop, you can tuck it under your right ear. Maybe your legs are bent and stacked. You could also use your left leg as a kickstand here. And your left arm can stay on the earth or soar up overhead as though it's trying to reach or access the opposite hand. That's your left hand reaching up overhead. 5 breaths here in chest cracker. Consciously, there is a big difference when we move consciously. Consciously, can you move your body back down onto your yoga mat? Arms are open wide. Restabilize. And roll over onto the other side with or without your prop, your legs bent or extended. And it's very, very good to keep your right hand forward, piercing into the floor. You can also reach that right arm up overhead. You decide. 5 breaths here. Easing into the sensation, remembering and reconciling, rather, any mistreatments you may have given or offered to your body over this past year. It's okay. We're resetting now. Bring your right hand back through center carefully. Consciously rotate back onto your belly. Press your hands into the floor and just lift up onto all fours. Lift up onto all fours. Walk your hands forward. Your hips stay right above your knees. And drop your forehead, maybe your chest, towards the earth. If you stay active, really active through your fingertips, you might get a little snap, crackle, and pop sensation, a release of fixated joints in your spine. Big breaths here. Push into your right hand as you walk your left hand towards your face, and then walk your right hand towards your face. You're back in cat-cow. Go through the motions. Drop your belly, loop your shoulders back, lift your heart and your chest. And then exhale, find that spinal flexion. Inhale, loop your shoulders back, lift your heart and your chest. And exhale to round. One more time, inhale, open through your front body, that whole front line. Exhale, create tension along the whole back line of your body. Flex your feet, pick up your hips. Here's downward facing dog again. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale, let go through your mouth. Bend into your knees, hop or step now to the top of your yoga mat. Pick yourself up halfway and then fold with the tops of your hands pushing into the earth if they can reach. Your head is heavy. Draw your kneecaps up to really stretch and strengthen along your hamstrings. And now imprint your feet into the floor as you scoop your arms all the way up, like you're building a great big circle with your hands. Exhale cautiously, your hands to your heart center. Breathe here. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, stretch both arms high to the sky. Exhale, swan dive into the earth. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step into a high plank and lower all the way to your tummy. Inhale, loop your shoulders up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. The exhale meets you here. In stillness, inhale. Exhale, that's one. Inhale. Exhale for two. Inhale. Exhale for three. Bend both knees. Look forward. Hop or step forward. Inhale. Pulse your heart up. Exhale. Fold. Hang down. Round into the four corners of both feet. Spring all the way up with your arms open wide. Exhale your hands to your heart. Pause here. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. This time, find that chair pose again. Sink your hips low. The exhale takes your hips even lower. It engages your glutes, fires up your quads, spreads your fingers wide. Breathe in, and now breathe out. Fold to the earth. Let it go. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back into your plank pose. Lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, loop your shoulders back, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press down to rise up, downward facing dog. Exhale when you arrive. Inhale, extend your right leg high, bend your right knee, open your hips, push evenly into both feet. Exhale, step your right foot and plant it between your hands. Inhale, reach both arms up high. Exhale here. Inhale, reach your arms back behind you. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back into plank pose, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push down to root up and back, downward facing dog. Ground into your right foot so you can extend and lengthen your left leg, then bend your left knee, your heel falls into your bum, push through your palms, inhale. Exhale, stamp your left foot between your hands. Inhale, reach both arms up. There's so much strength here as you exhale. Inhale, spread your fingers wide, open through your chest. Exhale, press your hands into the earth. Step back to plank pose and lower halfway or all the way. Inhale into the back bend that feels good in your body. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, push up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale here for one. Exhale. Inhale, that's two. Exhale. Inhale for three. Exhale. Bend both knees. Look forward, hop or step forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend into your knees. Scoop your arms. Reach your arms up. And come into mountain pose. Hold here and breathe here. Notice your heart rate moving as you start to embrace this whole body movement, all this dynamic movement. And now reach your arms out to either side like you have wings. And take your right arm underneath your left arm and give yourself a hug. And if you could, just tap your fingers right in and around your shoulder blades, maybe in and around your lats. Give yourself a nice squeeze here. You could even start to move your body like you're dancing. And now you might stay here, or maybe you press the backs of your hands or perhaps even the fronts of your palms together, and then reach those fingers up high. Draw your chin in, pull your belly in, breathe into your shoulder blades, like breathe in a way that makes you feel like you're sprouting out angel wings for 5 breaths. Really good. Remember, you've had your right arm under. So as you unwrap your arms, take them all the way up, reach up, touch all 10 fingers, and now release and take your left arm under. Start here. Just push and dig and imprint into your shoulders, your back. Just feel your body, right? Notice how your body feels. Notice how your spine feels, how these little nooks and crannies feel. And now you might stay here. Actually, let's all stay here and just start to dance a little. And then when you've had enough dancing, you could take the backs of your palms together or the fronts of your hands together and start to skyrocket those arms up while at the same time drawing your chin down. Zip your belly button up, tailbone goes down, your toes are wide. 5 breaths here into the neck, the shoulders, and feel free to mindfully, cautiously move your head around in a way that feels good. Unraveling the anxiety, the stress, the tension, the junk that gets stuck in our physical body when we are stressed out. Unleash those arms. Inhale, scoop them, sweep them, send them upright. Touch all 10 fingers. Exhale, swan dive to the earth. Inhale, lift up your heart. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, come all the way down onto your belly. When you get here, as before, interlace your hands behind your back and start to pin your shoulder blades in towards one another. Inhale, root your pubic bone down, squeeze your glutes together and lift everything up. Now, this could be your pose, but perhaps you bend one leg, reach back for the ankle. Perhaps you bend another leg, reach back for the ankle. And if you've done that, you may as well push your pubic bone down, kick your feet away, lift your heart and chest. And breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, drop it all back down to the earth. Time here, just a few moments. Rest either cheek onto the floor. Sneak your hands up beside your ribs, flex your feet, press down and rise back up. Downward facing dog. Look forward now. Step your right foot forward, but this time drop your left knee and drop the top of your left foot onto the floor. Drop your left hand onto the earth. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Good. Exhale, soften through your pelvis. This can be your pose. If you have space to bend into your back knee, you might reach back and catch that foot with your right hand. We've done a lot of shoulder opening and chest opening, so you might see or notice a little more space in this practice than you find otherwise, or not. Good. Gently release that foot down and take both hands to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot to the outside edge of your yoga mat. You could relax your back toes here. Inhale, lift your gaze, look up. Exhale, soften, and perhaps you come down onto your elbows, getting deep into this lizard lunge. You don't have to. Perhaps you roll onto the outside edge of that right foot, targeting not just the outer hip and the quad, but now the inner groin as well. Breathe wherever you've decided to be for 3 more breaths. Gently walk your hands back down into the earth and start to pull your hips back towards your heel. Walk your hands, framing your front foot back to the middle of your mat and lift up your toes. An opposing stretch now through your hamstring. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in by any amount. Breathe 3 breaths here. To leave this shape, walk both hands forward, place them on the inside of that right foot, and then carefully bring that right leg back. Imprint both palms into the floor, push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, let it all go. Good. Inhale, step your left foot forward and drop your right knee and the top of your right foot to the floor. Leave your right hand impacting into the yoga mat as you take your left arm up and away. Stay here and breathe here, continually relaxing through your pelvis, or bend into your right knee or reach back with your left hand. And if your quad can bear it, you might take that bind while still opening through your heart and your chest. Notice what happens if you hug your inner thighs together, if you lift your heart forward, if you draw your tailbone down. These tiny, tiny movements can completely change your experience in the shape. Now release your foot carefully. Take both hands to the inside of your left foot and heel toe your left foot to the outside edge of your yoga mat. Inhale here, perk up your chest and your gaze like there's something incredible in front of you. And then exhale, drop down onto your elbows. Marinate here, 5 breaths, lizard pose. You have the option of rolling onto the outside edge of your left foot. Press your palms into the floor. Inhale, lift up. Lean your weight back. Walk your hands back and lift up your left toes. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold forward. 3 cycles of breath to trigger and target that deep, deep tension, that deep stretch into your hamstring. Really good. Slowly emerge from this shape. Walk your hands to the inside of your left foot and pull that left leg back. Imprint through your palms. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Flush that all out. Inhale, forward to high plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, lift, open and expand. In your back bend, exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch your right leg high. Slowly step your right foot between your hands. Keep your left hand rooted on the floor. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Your back leg is lifted now. Breathe here for 3, bend deep into that front knee. Squeeze your thighs together for 2. Lift your gaze on 1. And now place both hands down onto the floor. Push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale completely. Inhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Keep your right hand anchored. Inhale, stretch your left arm high. Scissor your inner thigh so your pelvis is lifting, not drooping this time. Find that awakening by drawing your left ribs up and breathe here. 3 breaths. Perfect. Lower both palms to the floor. Step forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Press firmly into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. And exhale, take your hands together at heart center. Our peak pose we've been building for this place will come in a moment. Bend into your knees. Stretch your arms forward. Root down through your left foot, lift up your right toes, and cross your right leg over your left leg. Your toes can come to the floor or bind behind your standing leg. Now take your right arm under your left arm. Either give yourself that sweet hug we practiced or place your palms together. Backs of your hands is fine too. Squeeze your thighs together, squeeze your arms together, reach your fingers high, draw your tail low, breathe for 5. Stay with it. 4, squeeze into your midline like you're juicing an orange. 3, 2. On 1, could you hinge forward, maybe just an inch, maybe all the way in, who knows? And then pull it all the way back up. Hold the integrity of the pose for but a moment longer. Unwrap, unravel. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, soften. A moment to catch your breath, to feel the pulsation, the beating, the drumming of your heart, to imagine the ecosystem inside your body of prana and chi and energy waking up, resetting. Bend into your knees again. This time your right foot stays stable and steady on the ground. Lift up your left leg and cross it over your right thigh. Maybe your toes just kiss the earth, maybe they bind. Sink a little deeper in your hips. Now your left arm comes under your right arm. Squeeze yourself or give your palms to one another. These 5 breaths will feel like the longest 25 seconds of your practice, I bet. And that's normal. Stay focused with your eyes dripping down, gazing at something completely still, with your whole body hugging into its midline. You're a tree, you're strong, you're fierce, even when a windstorm comes through. And then hug your elbows in towards your belly, hinge forward by any amount. Good, pull it back up. Unwrap, unwind, inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive to the earth. Inhale to lengthen through your spine. And exhale, plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale, with a sigh. Inhale, bend into your right knee, track it directly behind your right wrist as you stretch your left leg back. Lift your heart up for a moment. And now you rest. Lower your torso down towards the floor. If pigeon pose doesn't feel right today, simply bend your back knee and take that deer pose variation instead. 5 deep breaths here. Good. As you lift up, do so quite slowly, because you'll simply roll onto your right hip and stretch your left leg out on a nice deep diagonal angle. Keep your left feet active. Reach your left fingers towards your left big toes, and they might actually just end up on the shin. They might catch the toes. Inhale, reach your right arm up and over. Feel that incredible side body stretch. Your gaze can be down or lifted. It sometimes feels nice to take your right hand behind your skull, and actually just press your skull into your hand. Breathe deeply. Inhale, unwind, lift back up. Listen carefully. Place your right hand on the floor. Push down through your right shin. Lift your hips high. Reach your left arm up. A variation of wild thing here. Breathe. And release out of that shape. Patiently, slowly take your left leg now and place your left foot on the outside of your right thigh. Left foot on the outside of your right thigh. Walk your left hand behind you. Inhale your right arm up. Exhale, rotate towards the left. Find that moment of resistance between your arm and your thigh. So push your arm into your thigh into your arm, and then your spine can rotate further. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come back through center. Take a full counter twist. Dip down to the earth if that feels right for you, and come back up through center. Your left ankle is stacked on your right thigh. Left ankle stacked on your right thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, take your right arm underneath your left arm. Either give yourself a hug or place your palms together. Inhale, reach your fingers high. Option A, stay here. Exhale, you choose. Maybe you fold forward. Cow face pose. 5 breaths. Very good. Unwrap first your arms. Mindfully take them all the way back up overhead. Release your hands down. Lean back. Pull your right leg out and set your left leg up for pigeon pose on the left side. Following that same sequence on the other side now. Perk up for a brief moment in pigeon and release. Savor 5 cycles of breath here. Brilliant. Press your hands into the floor. Lift yourself back up nice and slow. Lean onto your left hip rather, and stretch your right leg out on that great big angle. Take your peace and love fingers, reach them to your leg, your ankle, maybe your big toes, and then stretch and scoop your left arm up overhead. Feel that shearing of tissue through your side body. And if it works best for you to hold your head in your hand, by all means, take your hand into the back of your skull, push your head into your hand, find that elongation through your side body, and let your exhales descend your torso an inch or so closer to your thigh. Good, nice and slow. Rise all the way back up. Take your left hand behind you. Push through that left leg. Lift up your pelvis. Your right arm will follow. Reach up and out. Breathe here. Readjust your body, your bones, so this feels good. One more cycle of breath. And release down into the earth. Stabilize in center. Pick up your right leg and place that right ankle atop of your left thigh. Take your right arm under this time. Maybe your palms touch, maybe not. And decide if you'll reach your arms up and anchor here, breathing space into the backs of your shoulders, or if you prefer to fold in. We'll transition differently on this side. Unwrap your arms, sweep your arms up, and now place your right hand back behind you. Use your left hand to manually stamp your right foot to the outside of your left thigh, and then tuck your elbow against your leg and find that nice rotation in the spine. A few cycles of breath here as you start to twist and rotate your back body. And then it's over. Come back through center, bend into your elbows, kiss the floor if you'd like. Pull back upright and lean back on your hands just so you can send both legs directly out in front with your toes reaching skyward. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Think about pulling the outer edges of your feet towards you. And maybe it's just a make-believe action if your hands can't quite reach your feet. Inhale, strengthen and lengthen your spine. Exhale, soften. 5 breaths. Really, really good. Walk your hands in towards your body. Carefully and slowly lower down onto your back. Snuggle into yourself. Hug your knees into your chest and just rock from side to side. Give your back a little massage with movement. Eventually, could you glide your knees all the way over to the right? Open your arms wide and drift your gaze over your left fingers. Breathe here. Very good. Pull back into neutral and find that stretch, that spinal twist on the other side. Bring your knees back into center. Please take the opposite feet into your hands, the outside edges of those feet, and just rock for a moment in happy baby pose. One final massage for your back body, one moment more to reset. If there are any movements or shapes or adjustments you need to take them now. Gracefully release your whole body, your whole being down onto your yoga mat. Turn your palms to face up while the rest of your body relaxes into its natural positioning. Close your eyes and scan this body head to toe, sending love and light to every single muscle, bone, ligament, tissue, cell, blood vessel, organ. Fill your physical self up with loving energy. and take rest here. If you'd like to extend your Shavasana, and I highly recommend you do, thank you so much for practicing. And you can simply close your device and take a rest as long as you need to. Otherwise, start to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Start to move your tongue around the roof of your mouth, the backs of your teeth, and rock your head left to right. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, reach your toes as far away as they'll reach. Exhale, soften. Bend into both knees, shift your hips left and drop your knees right. Patiently peel your body off the earth, coming all the way up to a cross-legged seat. Meet your hands at your heart in prayer position and bow your head into your hands. Set an intention, a very attainable, very real intention right here and right now for this reset of your physical body. I will walk 10,000 steps 3 days a week, like that kind of actionable intention. Take a deep breath in, holding that intention on the tip of your tongue as you do. And as you exhale, let go of all of the doubts or criticisms or judgments that might hold you back from making that intention true. And bow your head into your hands. Thank yourself for practicing. Namaste.